Hello. In this video, I'll be sharing my top 10 tips for writing more effectively at work to engage your target readers, save you time, make your work easier, and receive responses faster. My name is Sheila Okoth, and I help career professionals like you to boost your professional reputation and advance your career through business writing. Business writing is a powerful tool for persuasion, influence, problem solving, and critical thinking. Okay, let's get to it. Here are my top 10 tips for writing effective, thoughtful, and meaningful business documents and messages. Tip number 1, plan your writing. Have you ever received a memo, a report, an email, or other written communication and wondered, what am I supposed to do with this? Just like you, your work colleagues, bosses, clients, and other recipients of your communications also are bombarded with dozens of others daily. To engage your readers effectively, you must tell them upfront why they should care about the document or email you've written to them. Because if they care, they are more likely to respond appropriately. Therefore, planning your writing is crucial, and there's one method you can adopt, the 5W plus H formula, which considers who, why, what, where, when, and how. Who are you writing to, and who else does the information in your written communication affect? Why are you writing? Your reader is the key to what you write and how you write it. Is your goal to inform, persuade, confirm, invite, or approve? Understanding who your reader is and their involvement in the topic you're writing about will help to shape how you write it. Also, why is your message important to your intended reader? And why do you choose to communicate your message in writing? Would a phone call be more appropriate, for example? What are the key points you would like to communicate? What do your target readers already know and need to know about the subject of your message? What questions might your readers have? And what outcome do you want from your communication? Also important, what action do you want your readers to take after reading your message? And what happens if your reader does or doesn't act or respond? Where does your reader go for more information? When should your reader act? Are there associated deadlines for the desired action? How does your reader benefit? Because they are more likely to engage if the benefit is clear to them. How should you write your message? And how will your readers perceive your message? How should your reader respond? Is your call to action clear? Will your reader understand when you don't need them to take any action? In general, for every half hour you set aside to write a document or message, spend about 15 minutes planning your message. The goal of business writing is to communicate effectively so that you get your business done. With some advanced planning, you're able to write faster and more efficiently. Tip number 2, free your verbs. Your business document or message must be clear to be effective. Using the right verbs helps to energize your sentences. Also, removing smothered verbs helps to clarify your message, minimize complicated sentences, and reduce wordiness overall. A smothered verb is a verb that has been turned into a noun. Consider the following example. All of the smothered verbs are in bold font. For example, you have a tendency, conducting an investigation, made the decision, extended an invitation, have a discussion. All these smothered verbs just add on to this memo, making it a total of 155 words. Look what happens when we revise the same paragraph to remove the smothered verbs. Have a tendency is replaced with tended. Conduct an investigation is replaced with investigating. Made a decision is replaced with decided. Extended an invitation is replaced with invited. When we revise the same paragraph, the second paragraph is clearer, has a more decisive tone, and consists of only 121 words, which is a 22% reduction from the previous version. Using smothered verbs may be acceptable in academic settings or in government and law, but in business writing, opting for precise verbs helps to focus your message and to reduce your wordiness. Tip number 3, state your bottom line up front. Saving the best for last is a no-no in business writing. Your readers are busy people, so move quickly to the subject and purpose of your communication. Stating your main point at the beginning of your document immediately engages your reader and helps you to focus the rest of your content. Focus on what your readers need to know about a topic rather than on everything you know about that topic. Tip number 4, format your document professionally. Business writing is as much about what you write as it is how you write and format it. Organizing your business document or email in a reader-friendly format involves appropriately using paragraphs, headings, tables, graphics, and lists, whether these lists are numbered or bulleted. A well-formatted document increases the chances that you'll get the response you want from your reader for the following reasons. Number 1, a well-formatted document is visually pleasing and easier to read because it breaks up large chunks of information into easily digestible nuggets. Number 2, you're able to present each idea as a distinct element while developing a logical flow overall. Number 3, formatting helps to highlight your main points and guide your readers through your document. And number 4, formatting gives your readers opportunities to briefly pause and absorb what they've read before moving on to the next section of your document. I'll share 5 suggestions for writing paragraphs that help you to communicate clearly and effectively. Number 1, focus each paragraph on a single idea or point so that your readers can absorb and reflect on each idea separately. Your first sentence in each paragraph should summarize the main point. Then, provide supporting information in the rest of your paragraph. Start a new paragraph to discuss the next subtopic or idea. While editing, remove any information that does not support the paragraph's main point. When you organize your writing in this way, your readers can absorb and reflect on each idea separately. Number 2, write short, straightforward paragraphs. Aim to have 7 or fewer lines per paragraph. Large paragraphs tend to make your writing look crowded, and your reader may miss important details buried in dense text. Exceptions to this rule include business reports and business proposals that may include longer paragraphs so that you can supply enough detail. Number 3, you may write a paragraph that consists of a single sentence in order to emphasize a point. However, including too many one-sentence paragraphs make your writing less cohesive. Number 4, organize your paragraphs logically so that your ideas flow seamlessly from one section to the next. If you write disjointed paragraphs, your readers will find it difficult to follow your train of thought. And number 5, close strongly. Use your last paragraph as an opportunity to request action or information, or to describe the benefits of an action or a solution you're recommending. Tip number 5, watch your language. One goal of business writing is to express the intended message to your reader. Your reader should fully understand and engage with what you've written, regardless of their prior knowledge about the topic. Depending on your relationship with your target readers, you may choose to use less formal or more formal language. Even so, do your best to adopt plain language, minimize the use of jargon, and avoid insensitive and vague language. The Oxford Language Dictionary defines jargon as special words or expressions that are used by a particular profession or group and are difficult for others to understand. You may use jargon within your team or organization, but avoid using it when writing to a reader that's external to your group. Examples of jargon are multi-user functionality, when what you mean to say is that it supports multiple users, or workforce rationalization when you're referring to firing people or letting them go. Avoid using jargon or big words for the following reasons. One, if your readers find it difficult to understand what you've written, they may take the wrong action or no action at all. Two, your readers waste their valuable time trying to interpret what you wrote and may have to contact you to clarify what you meant. And three, your readers may disconnect from your message because they are confused, frustrated, or feel excluded by the jargon that you've used. If you must use jargon or acronyms or technical words, be sure to define them to avoid confusing your reader. And if your team or organization commonly uses such words, develop a glossary or list of these terms that you can share with external readers when needed. Use plain language. As much as possible, simplify your business writing by using plain language. When writing a document intended for an external audience, ask yourself if your family member or friend that doesn't work in your field would understand what you've written. Plain language is your friend. For example, instead of writing at the present time, write the word now. Or instead of writing postpone until later, simply state postpone. Use inclusive language. When writing for a global audience, ensure that your communication is neutral and inclusive. You may not know the identity or beliefs of your international colleagues, clients, or collaborators that read your emails or documents. Even though you may believe that incorporating inclusive language isn't a big deal, your readers might think it is. And using non-inclusive language may offend your reader or cause them to disengage from your message. As a result, you could jeopardize your professional reputation or that of your business. Here are 3 ways that you can incorporate inclusive language into your business documents and messages. 1. Use neutral pronouns. Instead of businessman, use business executive or business person. Instead of man-made, say artificial or manufactured. And instead of man hours, write staff hours. 2. Mind your pronouns. You could either choose to include both male and female pronouns in a sentence. For example, each employee should submit his or her weekly report by Friday. Or you could use plural pronouns. For example, all employees should submit their weekly reports by Friday. Or consider removing pronouns altogether. For example, submit your weekly report by Friday. 3. Address individuals in a consistent manner. For example, instead of Dear Dr. Smith and John X, you could write Dear Dr. Smith and Mr. X, or Dear Jane Smith and John X. This way you are consistent. Avoid being vague and passive aggressive. Avoid vague language that might lead your reader to incorrect assumptions. For example, instead of writing, Please deliver many bags of supplies as soon as possible. You could write, please deliver 8 bags of supplies by February 18th, 2021. Lastly, avoid passive-aggressive language. For example, instead of writing, you did not send the supplies that we ordered, you could soften the language to say, we did not receive the supplies that we ordered. This is interpreted as less accusatory than the first sentence. In conclusion, when you write to your readers, you do not have the benefit of expressing yourself through body language or tone of voice. For this reason, you must carefully select your words and write sentences that minimize misinterpretation. Tip number 6, trim the fluff. Trimming the fluff in your business emails and documents demonstrates respect for your readers' time and helps you to maintain their attention. Here are 5 things to consider. Number 1, remember to KISS. That is, keep it short and simple. Present your message in short, simple sentences and brief paragraphs. Number 2, trim excess words. Aim to use 10 or fewer words per sentence. Number 3, limit your supporting details to those that actually support your main point. And number 4, write brief and specific email subject lines. Aim for a subject line that is about 3 to 8 words and is clear and meaningful, so that your email recipients understand why you are writing to them. A subject line that is too long might confuse your reader. And lastly, learn from others. Is there someone whose business writing style you admire? Figure out what it is about their content that grabs your attention and adopt that in your writing. Tip number 7, deliver bad news tactfully. Have you ever had to deliver bad news at work or in your business? Discussing unwelcome news like upcoming layoffs or pay cuts or on-the-job accidents is tough. The recipients of the bad news will be unhappy no matter what. A straight-to-the-point, direct approach might work when delivering bad news in person, but when done in writing, your readers might perceive a direct approach as harsh or insensitive, which might turn them off before they finish reading your message. Therefore, an indirect approach is more suitable when communicating bad news in writing. Here are 9 considerations for communicating unwelcome news in a clear, fair, and professional way while still expressing empathy for your recipient. Number 1, buffer the bad news. You could start off your message on a positive note by congratulating your employees for a past achievement or thanking your longtime customers for their continued business. Number 2, ease into the bad news by providing some relevant background information. When you share facts that explain a negative or unfortunate situation, it will help justify the bad news that follows. Number 3, state the bad news tactfully. If possible, use positive language. For example, instead of writing, because sales declined last year, you will not receive a salary raise this year. You could write, because sales declined last year, your salary will remain the same this year. Number 4, briefly explain the reason for the unwelcome news, but be careful not to over-explain. For example, you might state if the bad news is due to a change in company policy or due to declining revenue. 1 or 2 solid reasons are better than several weak reasons, which your reader might interpret as excuses. Number 5, use passive voice to soften negative or difficult statements. For example, you could write, your request for travel to attend a writing workshop has been denied. Number 6, Be careful in your use of the pronoun you so your reader doesn't interpret it as accusatory or projecting a we versus you attitude. Number 7, express your regrets. And if possible, let your reader know if there is an alternative solution. For example, if the product you sold them has a defect, what can they do to receive a refund or a replacement? Or if your employee got injured at work, what steps are you taking to protect other employees from getting hurt? Number 8, end politely. Place yourself in your reader's shoes. Write truthfully, thoughtfully, and diplomatically. For example, you could write, I understand your desire to enhance your writing skills for professional development. So I will consider your request in the future when the team's workload is lighter. And number 9, review what you wrote and ask yourself if your explanation is clear and sensitive enough for your reader to understand the reasons why, despite the unfortunate circumstances. The ideal outcome of delivering bad news in writing is threefold. First, you want to ensure that your recipient understands why they're receiving the bad news. Second, you want to minimize blame. Usually, there are greater forces at play, for example, company losses, company restructuring, or other unforeseen events. And third, you want to maximize acceptance of the bad news. Delivering bad news professionally means striking a delicate balance between being empathetic and achieving the desired business outcome while avoiding legal issues. Your readers might be concerned or fearful when reading the negative news or decision. So deliver your message with sincerity and tact so your readers feel respected and hopefully bear the disappointment more easily. This could help to maintain your relationship and credibility with your readers. Tip number 8, watch your tone. The tone of your writing affects how your audience will perceive you and your message. Strike a livelier, engaging tone by using active voice when writing to capture your reader's attention. And maintain a positive tone by carefully choosing your words. Ensure that you not only address the issues or problems, for example, but also offer solutions. In the same way, if you're writing a document that describes certain shortcomings, be sure to include any lessons learned and highlight any successes. Use a tone that expresses self-confidence. Consider the following email examples. Instead of, I'm sorry to have to bring this up again, you could write, I'm following up on my earlier email regarding your availability for tomorrow's meeting. Another example, instead of, I apologize for not responding to your email sooner, you could write, thank you for your patience and the reminder to respond to your previous email. Tip number 9, beat writer's block. Do you sometimes find yourself postponing a writing task? Maybe because you're intimidated by the importance of the project, or you're overwhelmed by the desire to write the perfect document, or you're distracted by competing priorities, or maybe you're frustrated because the assignment isn't clear, or you don't have enough information to complete the task. If any of the following is true, you may be experiencing writer's block in the workplace. Professor Lynn Bloom defined writer's block as a label for one or a combination of feelings, beliefs, or behaviors that interfere with a person's ability to start, work on, or finish a writing task that he or she is intellectually capable of doing. But don't despair. You aren't alone in this struggle. Here are 5 strategies that you can adopt to get unstuck and jumpstart your draft. Number 1, do your research. It is much easier to write when you understand the subject matter well. Number 2, start with your why. What is the purpose, main topic, or bottom line of your document? Once you've solidified your central idea, you'll find it easier to develop the supporting information. For example, I am writing to inform my reader about X, or I am writing to instruct my reader to do X. Number 3, divide a larger business document into smaller, manageable chunks. Write an outline of the different sections of your document, then develop subheadings for each. This outline will serve as your roadmap. Pick one section to work on, review supporting information that's relevant to that section, and then write it out. Number 4, talk to a trusted colleague about the document you're writing. Bouncing your ideas off someone else can help you clarify your core message and supporting documents. Number 5, dictate to your phone or computer instead of typing or writing. Sometimes writer's block kicks in if your typing speed doesn't keep up with how fast you think, or if you're constantly tempted to edit while typing or writing. Download software or an app that converts your speech to text so that you get your ideas out quickly and without stressing. Tip number 10, proofread. Proofreading is a crucial step of document review that ensures that your business documents and messages are free of errors, are consistent and professional before you send them to your target readers. Proofreading involves reviewing your document for spelling, grammar, punctuation, and formatting. Proper proofreading goes beyond what spell checking software can do because there are errors that only the human eye can catch. You may ask a trusted friend or colleague to read what you've written and provide feedback. There are benefits to having other people read your drafts and have you read other people's drafts. You improve your proofreading skills, and your colleagues benefit from an objective review of their documents before distributing them more broadly. You could also record yourself on your phone reading your document out loud. Step away for a bit and then come back and play it back and note how you feel. This technique helps you find the right words to emotionally connect with your reader. I will give a more detailed tutorial on proofreading your business documents in a future video. And there you have it, my top 10 tips for writing more effectively at work. I hope you enjoyed this video and found the information helpful. The quality of your written communication influences your reader's impression of you and your organization or business. Fortunately, you can refine and improve your business writing skills if you choose to, by practicing, reading, taking training, and learning from those whose writing skills you admire. All it takes is commitment and consistency. Are you interested in learning more about how to excel in business writing? Check out my video titled The Business Writing Process, Step 4, in which I explain editing in greater detail. This video also offers a taste of my course that's listed on Thinkific on effective business writing for career success, in which I expound on a simple 4-step writing process that you can apply to any business document or email. Find the link to the course in the description box below. Lastly, if you're looking to increase your influence at work so you can be more successful, download my free ebook in which I share 7 powerful ways to exercise your influence at work through your emails, your presentations, memos, letters, and other business documents. I've also included the link to the ebook in the description box. Thank you for watching.